Okay, it's Ms. Reese. I'm going over page 7 in your Unit 7 packet. We are solving these quadratic equations by using the factoring method. So we'll do some together and then you'll try some independently. So first term, x squared, goes in the first box. Last term, 18, goes in the last box. We multiply those two, that goes to the top of the diamond. And our middle term, that goes to the bottom of the diamond, 9x. So now we are looking for numbers that multiply to 18, but add to the bottom number 9. So we can write out numbers that multiply to 18, 1 and 18, 2 times 9, 3 and 6, and I believe that's it in terms of whole numbers that multiply to 18. So now we just need the combination of numbers that adds to 9. Well, this would add to 19, won't work. This will add to 11, won't work, but this will add 3 and 6 will add to that 9. So we can put a 3x and a 6x in either of those places, and they can go into either place on this box here as well. And then we're just looking for the common factors between an x squared and an x, and that would go to the top of the box here as an x. We're looking for common factors between x squared and 6x, which would be an x. And then we fill in the rest of the diamond. X times positive 3 is 3x, x times positive 6 is 6x. So now we've completed the box and the diamond, but we do need to write it in factored form. So I would write one of my factors is the x plus 6. The other factor is x plus 3, and it doesn't matter the order that we place those in. Okay, so this was our last unit, what we finished with. We factored them, put them in factored form, we were done. Now what we're doing in addition to that is we're solving. So that means I need to take each of these and set them equal to 0 with two equations. X plus 6 equals 0. We'll solve that. We can subtract 6 on both sides. One of our solutions to this is x equals negative 6. Or I can take x plus 3, set that equal to 0, subtract 3 on both sides, and my other solution would be x equals negative 3. Now typically we'll write this as a solution set as negative 6 and negative 3 in either order, doesn't matter. And I will estimate my, my intercepts here. We would have 1 at negative 3, 1 at negative 6, and you just have a little sketch of what that parabola is going to look like. And you can always check if your sketch seems accurate by inputting the original equation in a Desmos graphing calculator. Let's go to Desmos graphing, there we go. So now into the Desmos graphing calculator, we can just type our original equation, which was x squared plus 9x plus 18. And that would be like a sketch of what the parabola looks like, which is very similar to what we got in our solutions are the negative 3 and the negative 6. So solutions, remember those are roots or just x-intercepts on the graph. Okay, we'll try another one together here. We have our first term, we would put that in our first box, x squared, last term in the last box, 5. Multiply those, put that to the top of the diamond, and the middle term goes to the bottom of the diamond. Now we're looking for numbers that multiply to make 5. Well, 1 and 5 multiply to make 5, and that is it. Nothing else will multiply. So we would place those into the box here as a 1x or just x and a 5x. Now our common factors, between x squared and 5x, the greatest common factor would be an x. Greatest common factor here would also be an x. We'll multiply that with a 1, and we'll multiply this with a 5. Okay, so now when we write this in factored form, one of our factors is x plus 1, and another factor would be x plus 5. And then the additional step to this is just taking each of these, setting them equal to 0. So x plus 1 equals 0, x plus 5 equals 0. So what number can be placed in there to give me a value of 0? Well, we subtract 1 on both sides here, and we would get a negative 1. We subtract 5 on both sides here, and we get a negative 5. So our solution would be negative 1 comma negative 5 in either order. Okay. All the problems on the rest of this page are similar. first term in the first box, last term in the last box. You're going to factor them. You're going to write out your solution. If you complete this page, I will give you 80%. And then additional practice, we're going to complete here on page 6. The only difference with some of these problems, question A and question B are the same as the prior page. They're set up in standard form. The only difference is with some of these questions, they're not set up in standard form. This one is in standard form, but just make note that it's really x squared plus 0x, there's no middle term, minus 36 equals 0. So if you are looking for that middle term, it is 0 on that equation. Or for this one here, in order to rewrite this in standard form, we need the right side to be 0. That means I need to add 25 to the other side, or to both sides. So that would give us x squared minus 10x plus 25 is equal to 0. Or on question E here, if we subtract a 3x on both sides, we'll go ahead and rewrite this in standard form. That would be 2x squared plus 7x plus 6 equals 0. And then for this one here, just notice that your middle term, there is no middle term, so it's similar to question C in the fact that the middle term would be a 0x. And on these last two questions, you would just need to make sure that you're adding 2x to both sides and you are subtracting 4 from both sides, because we want that right side to be 0. And for this one, add 6 to both sides.